This is David Wheaton. The following is a short take from the Christian Worldview radio program. You can hear the full program at thechristianworldview.org. So how does a Christian who's listening today think about the situation over there and pray for it, knowing that there's tensions that have to be held, that Israel's going to do things that are against God's will, they're going to do things that are immoral, and yet God has a purpose and plan to redeem His chosen people in the end, because He's such a gracious and promise-keeping God.
In Ezekiel 36, 37, 38, and 39, talks about the prophecy of the dry bones, about at some point in the end times, God brings the Jews back into the land, but there will be an unbelief. And God is going to allow an invasion of Israel, and that's going to be probably led by Turkey. Turkey's going to be a major player in this. Iran is going to participate in this, and a lot of other Islamist countries are going to participate in this. And when they invade Israel from the north, God is going to supernaturally destroy these invading armies. And the point of this whole thing is that the Jews will understand that they were saved not by their weaponry, not by their technology, but by God Himself, by Yahweh. And so the Jews have to be in the land in unbelief, because Jewish believers would never sign a treaty with the Antichrist, right? The treaty should be signed with Yahweh, not with a human figure. That's where this is going. So when the Bible tells us that we are supposed to pray for the peace of Jerusalem, we're really praying for the return of Jesus and the establishment of His millennial kingdom in Jerusalem, because there will be no lasting peace in Jerusalem or anywhere in the Holy Land before Jesus comes and establishes His kingdom. So I think that as we're seeing all these things unfold, without setting dates, obviously, we know that everything is leading into a certain direction. And that is basically that I think the Abraham Accords are very important because they are so-called moderate Islamic states that are saying, okay, we have a lot of economic benefits that we can have by having peace with Israel. And these Abraham Accords are being resisted by the Islamist powers. So that would be Turkey and Iran and Qatar, and to some extent, Sudan, some of these other Islamist countries. So you can see that there's a tension between the countries in the Middle East that want to make peace with Israel and the tension with those countries that do not want to make peace. And it is precisely those countries that do not want to make peace with Israel who are leading this Gog-Magog invasion in Ezekiel 38 and 39. Like I said, without setting dates, when we see all this stuff happening, we know that God is working. His plan is right on schedule. When the church, when this last person that is a member of the church comes to a saving faith in Jesus, the church will be raptured and we will enter into a different dispensation. We need to pray for Israel. We need to avoid all the anti-Semitism and all the anti-Zionism that is sprouting up within conservative movement in the United States. Just stand by Israel, trust in God, that He's got the whole situation under control. The Israelis are not perfect. The Jews are in unbelief, but it has to be this way, according to Scripture. Pray that the Lord brings us to a close soon, that He brings peace to Jerusalem, lasting peace, that we just try to live lives that are holy, obedient, in expectation of the return of Jesus, which for His church, the rapture, which really can happen at any time.
This has been a short take from the Christian Worldview radio program. To hear the full program and connect with this nonprofit radio ministry, go to thechristianworldview.org. I'm David Wheaton.